Today on Peppercoat Barbecue, we're going to be smoking a whole chicken using the Old Country Pits Smokehouse. So get ready. I have a 6-pound chicken. I'm going to get it opened up tonight, prepped, and in the fridge so we can throw it on the smoker tomorrow. Some of this excess skin back here at the back, I'm just going to cut that off. If there's any up here around the neck area, this one looks pretty good, so I'm not going to trim that off. That's basically all I'm going to do to this chicken. You want this as dry as you can get it. The whole idea is to get the moisture out. So any water you have left on there from washing it off, make sure you get that off of it. Okay. Make sure you're coated good with salt. And then I'm going to go back with my seasoning. Just want to make sure to get the whole bird coated really well. Looking good. Once this fire is going good and I have a nice coal bed, then I'll start adding some splits to it before I start cooking. I'm going to go ahead and put an oak split up here inside of the fire chamber. This will give it a chance to start drying out as the heat builds. It'll take down that moisture content in the split. I'm going to stick a pecan split up here also. That's what I'm mainly going to be using today is oak and pecan. You don't have to use a water pan with chicken. There's plenty of moisture in there and it's a fairly short cook, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use it today. I'm going to take this bottom grate out just to give me a little better access. I've got 2 gallons in here. I'm going to put my grate back in. I'm going to leave both doors open. Both stacks are all the way open until the fire gets to going good. This fire's been going for about 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and throw these splits on top. See how quick those lit up? I'm going to go ahead and stick my next one in here to the side so it can be heating up. Our chicken's been dry brining for probably 16 to 18 hours now. I just want to take these wing tips, fold them underneath so that they won't burn while they're on the smoker. And I've got some butcher twine. I want to tie up these drumsticks and then we'll get it outside. Our pit's up to 311 degrees. We're going to throw the chicken in. Let's let it go for a while. Let's put this larger split in that we had earlier. I'm going to take a piece of pecan, put it over here on the side so it'll be ready next. Both stacks are wide open, nice smoke coming out. Our upper thermometer is registering right at 300. Our lower thermometer is setting around, probably around 315, 320. And then our Inkbird thermometer is showing 300 degrees on that middle rack. So pretty even heat all the way through. That's one reason I wanted to fill that water pan up. Not so much for the moisture on this chicken, but so it would act as a heat sink and help regulate the temperature. It's only been about 40 to 45 minutes since we put the chicken in and about 35 minutes since we put the last split on there. If you can see this, our temperature has already dropped down to around 273. So it's time to feed the pig. It's been about another 35 to 40 minutes. See our temperature again has dropped down to 284. The split that we just dropped in here is almost gone, so we're going to throw another one in there. I've actually got 2 here ready that I'm going to throw in on top. Stick my next piece of pecan up here on the side so it can be heating up and drying out. Chicken's probably been about an hour and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and put my temperature gauge in here so we can keep an eye on that breast. We're shooting for an internal temperature of 165. Check this out. The skin's already beginning to crisp. Look at that. Looking good. It's been less than 10 minutes since we had the door open. We put the split in, we put the thermometer inside of the chicken, and we're already back up to 330 degrees. So I'm going to close this damper down to about halfway. I've been running around 3/4. Today I chose to use the Old Country Pits Smokehouse smoker. And the reason why, it's not always about heat. Okay, both of these smokers will run the same temperature. This one would do it on just a few pounds of charcoal, whereas with this one, I'm having to babysit. I'm feeding it every 30 to 40 minutes. I'm putting another split in there. But this gives me the results that I want for that chicken. We want that crispy skin on the outside, and we want this thing to cook within about 3 hours. So it's not always about the heat, it's about convection. You see the stacks on top of the smokehouse? You have 2 huge stacks up there compared to the 1 small stack that we have over here on the Oklahoma Joe. We have 3 intake holes down here versus 1 intake on the Oklahoma Joe. So in other words, this pit is going to draw in a lot more air. It's going to bring more air up through the cook chamber and out through the exhaust. You can't beat the flavors that you get out of burning whole sticks of wood. You guessed it, another 30 minutes, another split. So we are done. We actually come up to 167 on that internal. Temperature inside the pit right now is at 327. And let's look at that chicken. Man, that looks good. Let's get in the house, let it rest for a few minutes. We'll see how we did. Check out that bird. Looks great. I think we got that skin that we were looking for. So, only thing left now to give it a try. I'm gonna cut into this breast to start with. Look at that juice that just poured out of there. Look at this. Nice and moist all the way down to the bone. Let's get one of these legs off. Look there, it's just falling apart. Let's give this a try. That's good chicken. I think that'd make the Colonel mad. And that skin, it's got a nice crisp bite to it. That smoke is all the way in there. You can really taste the wood flavors from that Old Country Pit Smokehouse and the splits we were burning. Let's try one of these wings. I gotta leave a little bit for dinner. So good. Total cook on this was about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Tried to stay around 300 degrees or just a little more. Easy to do. Hey, I know we had to babysit it a little bit. We had to keep adding those splits. But I'm telling you, if you got a little bit of extra time, if you can do it, the payoff is worth it. Give it a shot. Until next time on Peppercoat Barbecue.